I got my secretary pregnant. She's carrying my baby. So you need to get out of this house.
What are you talking about? Are you drunk? This isn't funny at all. Should I come pick you up? You're obviously not thinking clearly.
No, I'm serious. My secretary is pregnant with my kid. So I'm taking responsibility and remarrying. I wanted to tell you after she was further along, but she insisted I tell you now. She doesn't want to be the other woman anymore.
This has to be some kind of sick joke. We've been married for 5 years, Tyler. Who does something like that? At least have the decency to tell me to my face.
Dead serious. You're being dumped. Get it? I don't need to see your face for this. I've already moved some of my stuff to Jennifer's place. I'll come get the rest tomorrow when you're at work.
I just called your secretary to confirm. She confirmed she's pregnant with your child. I can't believe I had to hear this confirmation from her and not you. She sounded almost proud. Did our marriage mean nothing to you?
Don't act surprised. You must have noticed how distant I've been. What did you think was happening? I found someone who can give me what I need.
Seriously? I thought we were partners. I supported you through everything. I stood by you when no one else would, and this is how you repay me?
A wife is supposed to have children, but you never got pregnant. We've been trying for years. I even paid for those fertility treatments. But nothing worked. Jennifer got pregnant after just 2 months. That should tell you something.
What is wrong with you? So you're saying anyone who could give you a child would do? Do you know how hard I tried, how much pain I endured? And all along, you were just viewing me as a baby factory? This is beyond cruel, Tyler.
You knew I grew up in foster care and how badly I wanted my own family. I married a rich woman to make sure my future kids wouldn't struggle. You knew having kids was important to me. I need someone who can give me a family. And that's not you.
Are you actually saying you married me for my family's money?
And thanks to that, I became CEO too. Your father practically handed me the company. The old man really believed in me. Or at least, he believed I'd give him grandchildren. Too bad you couldn't deliver on your end. If you had just gotten pregnant, none of this would be happening.
So you're saying you married me not because you loved me, but for calculating reasons like wanting children? You schemed your way into our family? Into the CEO position? How could you be so heartless?
But you couldn't have my baby. So I got someone pregnant who could give me a child. The problem lies with you not being able to get pregnant. In other words, it's your fault. You should be grateful I'm being direct. Most men would have just kept cheating.
Fine, I understand. You want me to leave, right? I will never forgive this. You've destroyed everything we built together. It's not just the betrayal. It's the cold calculation of it all. The years of lies. I don't even know who you are anymore.
I don't care about the feelings of an infertile woman. Be gone by the end of today. Jennifer will be moving in tomorrow. I've already told the household staff. They'll help you pack. Just grab your clothes and go cry at a hotel or something.
Rachel, sorry to bother you at this hour. I think we'll be holding an emergency board meeting soon, and I'd like your help preparing. This is urgent, life or death for the company. Tyler has shown his true colors. He needs to be removed immediately. This is quite urgent. Of course, but why the sudden board meeting? I've never seen you this upset before. Is everything okay? Did Tyler do something? Actually, a pretty serious situation has come up. Tyler just told me he's been having an affair with his secretary. She's pregnant. And he's demanding a divorce. But that's not even the worst part. He basically admitted he married me for my father's company. He said he married me because I was rich and could give his children a stable life. But I couldn't even give him children in the end. But now he's having a baby with his secretary. I'm so sorry you're going through this, Amber. That's absolutely horrible. I never trusted him completely. There was always something off about him. And the way he treated the female staff. This isn't the first time there have been rumors about him and his secretary. Yes, of course, I can't forgive his betrayal. But more than that, I don't want to leave my father's important company in the hands of someone like him. My father built this company from nothing. I can't let my father's legacy be destroyed. I should have seen the signs earlier. I was so blind. This company originally belonged to your father. So of course, the company doesn't belong to CEO Tyler. I don't understand how he could be so selfish. He was chosen because he was your husband, not because of his abilities. The board has been concerned about some of his decisions lately. This could be the perfect opportunity to make a change. Maybe he thought he had enough backing to manage on his own. But something still feels off. He should know this would cause problems. There must be more to this. I wonder if he's been planning this for a long time, preparing for this moment. You're right, something seems strange. I'll prepare for the board meeting, but it would be best to resolve this quietly. We don't want to worry the employees or start rumors. I'll be discreet when contacting the board members. We should also start looking into the company finances. If he's been this deceptive about your marriage, who knows what he's been doing with company resources? You're right. I'd rather not involve the company too much. I wish he would just resign as CEO on his own. No scandal, no drama, just a quiet transition of power. Do you think he'd consider it if I asked, for the sake of the company? He won't do that. Men like Tyler don't give up power willingly. They have to be forced out. He thinks that he can do whatever he wants without consequences. We need to show him otherwise. And we need to do it quickly. True. I'll try to convince him first. If that doesn't work, then we'll take stronger measures. I'll text him now. Can you start gathering information for the board meeting? Financial reports, decision records, anything that might show problematic patterns. The board respects my father, but they'll need solid reasons to remove a CEO. Already on it. I've had concerns about some financial irregularities for months. Now I know why he was so defensive when I brought them up. I'll have a preliminary report ready by morning, and I'll schedule the board meeting for tomorrow afternoon. That should give us enough time to prepare. Stay strong, Amber. We'll get through this together. Tyler, if you're going to divorce me, you should step down as CEO. It originally belonged to my father. You only got the position because you were my husband. Now that you're ending our marriage, you should relinquish the position. It's the right thing to do.
What? Sure, it was originally your dad's company, but I'm running it as CEO now. This is my company now. You can't touch me here. I've been building my support for years. You're just the boss's daughter who couldn't even do the one thing he wanted, give him grandchildren.
I've been supporting you as VP after all. But do you really think you can take over the company with your limited connections? This company is something precious that my father entrusted to me, so I will take it back. I can't leave the company in the hands of someone like you. Someone who sees people as tools to be used.
Shut up! I'm the CEO. Don't get pushy, Vice President. I earned this position. Your father chose me because he saw my potential. Not because I was your husband. You're delusional if you think you can run this company. You've always been the weakest link in the executive team. Everyone knows it.
I've already spoken with several board members. They seem quite concerned about your recent behavior and some questionable business decisions. Did you really think they wouldn't notice? The board meeting tomorrow will be interesting. I suggest you prepare your resignation letter. It would save everyone embarrassment, especially you.
Board meeting? You're bluffing. The board wouldn't meet without my knowledge. Nice try, though. You always were a terrible liar. This desperate act is pathetic. Pack your things and leave with some dignity.
Check your email. The emergency board meeting has been called for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Required attendance for all board members and executive leadership, including you. I suggest you don't miss it. It would only make things worse for you. I'm more prepared for this than you think. You should have never underestimated me.
What the hell is going on? Why am I being removed as CEO? You can't do this! I'll sue the entire board! I'll burn this company to the ground before I let you take it!
I told you, I called an emergency board meeting. It was unanimously decided to remove you. All 10 board members voted against you. The decision is effective immediately. Security is waiting to escort you from the building. Your access codes have already been changed. It's over, Tyler.
That's impossible! They promised to support me! Someone's lying! Where were my supporters? What did you do to them?
Your so-called supporters abandoned you once they saw the evidence. Real loyalty can't be bought, Tyler. It has to be earned.
This is bullshit! You're just bitter about being dumped and mixing personal feelings with business. This removal won't stand! I'll fight this. I'll tell everyone how you're using the company for your personal vendetta. You're destroying everything your father built, all because you couldn't handle rejection.
The reason you were removed as CEO is that since you took over, there have been numerous financial discrepancies. Plus, many felt you were too optimistic and still immature as a CEO. The board reviewed the company's performance under your leadership. They found a pattern of questionable decisions, unexplained expenses. This has nothing to do with our marriage. This is just business.
What? So you're saying I don't have what it takes to be CEO? I've increased profits every quarter. I've made this company what it is today. I'm the best thing that ever happened to this place. You'll come crawling back when everything falls apart without me.
That's right. You're also seen as someone who disrespects his spouse, the founder's daughter. People don't believe someone like that can lead the company and protect employees. As a result of the meeting, you've been demoted from CEO to regular employee. I'll be taking over as CEO, so use proper language at the company. Your new cubicle is on the 3rd floor. HR will meet with you tomorrow to discuss your new responsibilities. That is, if you choose to stay with the company at all. Many in your position would resign.
This is ridiculous! You won't get away with this! I built relationships with all our major clients. They're loyal to me, not the company. I'll take them with me. You'll regret the day you crossed me. Just wait and see.
Feel free to try. But before you do, you should know that we've notified all major clients about the leadership transition. Most seem relieved, actually. But please, by all means, continue with your threats. They're being recorded and will be useful if further action becomes necessary. So you were embezzling after all. Whenever the numbers didn't add up and I tried to investigate, you always interfered, saying you'd handle it yourself. But now that I'm CEO, I can freely investigate. You didn't argue about paying the settlement because you were stealing from the company. We found the transfers, Tyler. All of them. Dating back almost 2 years. Small amounts at first. Then getting larger. You thought no one would notice.
That's ridiculous! I was the CEO, so the company's money is mine! Besides, the amount wasn't that big. It's practically part of the compensation package. Those transfers were of legitimate business expenses. You just don't understand how business works at this level.
Not a big amount? Then return the $50,000 right now. Pay your settlement with money you earned yourself. You can't even clean up your own mess properly, yet you act so high and mighty. I will never forgive you for exploiting the company my father left behind. I'm reporting this to the police. It's theft. We have records of where that money actually went. Designer clothes, luxury hotel rooms, jewelry from Tiffany's. All for your mistress. While you told me we needed to cut back on company expenses.
Going this far just because of cheating is crazy! You're overreacting. Every CEO does this. Your father did it too. You're just too naive to understand. You see everything as black and white. Business exists in the gray areas.
Crazy? You're an idiot. I just want to protect what my family entrusted to me. You'll face the consequences of your actions. The world isn't kind to people who don't fulfill their purpose. My father built this company with integrity. He would never steal from his own employees or try to blame others for his mistakes. That's the difference between you and him. We believe in accountability, something you clearly know nothing about.
You're twisting everything. Those funds were authorized. I had discretionary spending power as a CEO. There are documents proving it. I'm not going down without a fight.
Tyler, did you check the documents from my lawyer? Return the $50,000 you embezzled immediately. I've asked our legal counsel to handle this properly, and if you don't pay, I'll file criminal charges. We've already submitted evidence to the district attorney. They're quite interested in your case. Corporate fraud carries significant penalties these days, including jail time. This is your last chance to make this right.
No way I'm paying! Besides, you're the one who has to pay that money. I didn't embezzle funds, you did. You're at fault, and you're the one who'll be arrested. I've got documentation showing it. You authorized all those transfers. Your signature is on everything. I was just following orders from the vice president. That's what I'll tell the police. How do you think that will play out?
I don't understand what you're saying. How did your embezzlement become my fault? What documentation? I never signed anything authorizing those transfers. You're making things up now. This is pathetic, even for you. If you had evidence, you would have shown it at the board meeting. You're just desperate. I thought you were saying strange things, but I can't believe you fabricated evidence claiming I was the one embezzling. The forgeries weren't even good. Our document expert identified them immediately. Did you really think you could get away with this? This is a new low, even for you. And it only makes your case worse. Evidence tampering is another criminal charge to add to the list.
I told you, didn't I? You're the one who needs to pay. Those documents are real. Your signature is authentic. Everyone knows you're just using your father's name to bully people. The truth will come out, and when it does, you'll be the one in handcuffs.
That's you, not me. This evidence is clearly fabricated, so you were preparing for this in advance. You were planning to abandon me and pin your crimes on me to make me fall from grace. I have no intention of being your stepping stone or giving up the company, so if that's what you want, I'll fight you all the way. Be prepared. I've already submitted the forged documents to the police, along with expert testimony about their fabrication. They're taking this very seriously. Fraud, embezzlement, and now evidence tampering.
Whoa, scary. As expected, criminals are intimidating. But you're finished. Take your place and become CEO again. My lawyers say we have a solid case. The board will realize their mistake. You'll be exposed as the fraud you are. It's only a matter of time.
You're the one who's going to disappear. Your delusions are becoming concerning. The board has seen all the evidence. They know exactly what you did. There's no coming back from this, Tyler. The best thing you can do now is cooperate. Return the money. Accept responsibility for your actions. I heard you were framed with fabricated evidence. Is there anything I can do to help? This situation is getting out of hand. Tyler is becoming more desperate and dangerous. We need to protect you and the company. It's clearly fabricated, but I need to prove the evidence is fake. I'm checking his work computer now, but I can't find the fake evidence. Where did he create it? He's usually at the company, so he shouldn't have many places to hide things. I've checked his email, his cloud storage, even his browser history. Nothing. He must have been careful about covering his tracks. This is frustrating. I know he's guilty, but proving it is another matter. He's not that smart, and logic doesn't apply to someone so irrational. Maybe he didn't even hide it. He's always been overconfident. Always thought he was the smartest person in the room. Maybe he didn't think anyone would look too closely, or that no one would question his authority. Have you checked the most obvious places? No way, that would be. Actually, that makes perfect sense. And he probably assumed you'd never get access to it after he framed you. That's brilliant, Amber. Multiple people can access the CEO's computer for meetings and schedule checks. This is just a possibility. If you'd like, I can investigate. I still have my VP credentials. I could log in and check without raising suspicion. We need to move quickly before he realizes we're on to him. Time is critical here. You're a lifesaver. I'll check other suspicious areas too. Any luck with the computer? I've been checking the backup servers and found some interesting delete logs. Nothing concrete yet, but it looks like someone was removing files around the time those fake documents appeared. I'm trying to recover them now. I'm heading to the office now. I'll let you know what I find. If we can prove he created those forgeries, combined with the embezzlement evidence, he'll have nowhere to hide. I just can't believe he thought he'd get away with this. That's what will bring him down in the end. His belief that he's untouchable. Be careful, Amber. If he catches you looking through his files, he's getting desperate, and desperate people can be dangerous. Maybe I should come with you. I'll be fine. The security team is aware of the situation. They're keeping an eye on him. Besides, he still thinks he has the upper hand. He won't expect me to be investigating on my own. I'll update you soon. Rachel, I found something. You were right about the CEO computer. There are draft versions of the forged documents in a hidden folder, along with tutorials on how to copy signatures. And he didn't even clear his search history. He's not just guilty, he's incompetent too.
Hey, what the hell? A mere employee shouldn't be entering the CEO's office without permission. And you were looking at the computer? Stealing data is misconduct. What do you think you're doing? I'm reporting you to security. Hand over whatever you copied right now. This is grounds for immediate termination.
Well, well, former CEO. You're just a regular employee now, aren't you? And I'm not stealing data. I'm gathering evidence. Something you might learn during your trial. Speaking of which, I found some very interesting files on this computer. Care to explain why there are forgery tutorials in your browsing history?
Shut up! When I become CEO, I'll fire you. You have no right to be in this office. Whatever you found was planted there. Someone is trying to frame me. This is just your pathetic attempt to take me down.
The business world isn't kind enough to let someone like you become CEO again. Besides, I was just following orders to retrieve necessary data. But why were you in the CEO's office? You don't have any business being here anymore. Unless you came to destroy evidence? That would be obstruction of justice. Another charge to add to your growing list of crimes.
I came to get something I forgot. I have every right to collect my belongings. That's all I'm doing. Nothing suspicious about that. Unlike what you're doing. Sneaking around, accessing private computers. That's the real crime here.
You just told me that an employee shouldn't enter the CEO's office, yet you're holding yourself to a different standard. I was keeping watch, but I didn't expect you to come delete data. Not many people would create fabricated evidence in such an obvious place. For your standards, you did pretty well. But not well enough. Security has been monitoring this office. They've recorded everything you've done in here today. Every file you've tried to delete. Every trace you've tried to cover. It's all documented now.
Shut up! Stop acting so smug. I made this company what it is. And this is how you repay me? With accusations and spying? You'll regret this.
You seem confused about many things, including who actually built this company. It certainly wasn't you. You've been here, what, 5 years? This company has been thriving for decades, long before you showed up. Your contribution has been mediocre at best, and criminal at worst.
Yeah, well, at least I earned my position, worked my way up, made tough decisions, led through challenging times. You'll run this company into the ground within a year.
My, what a misunderstanding. The CEO was just a regular employee until she married you. Unlike you, I earned their respect through my actions, while you demanded it through your position. That's the difference between a true leader and an imposter.
I have subordinates too. Plenty of them. People who appreciate what I've done here. Who understands my vision for the company. Who supports my leadership style. They'll stand by me through this witch hunt. You'll see. This isn't over. Not by a long shot.
Yet the board meeting unanimously approved your removal. In other words, all board members decided you were unnecessary. It's hard to believe someone like that has influence. You're actually getting off easy. If I were you, I'd start cooperating. Before things get even worse for you.
I'm untouchable now. I've got nothing left to lose. That makes me dangerous. You should be the one who's scared.
It's sad that you won't understand until you learn the hard way. There's always more to lose, Tyler. Your freedom, for instance. Your reputation. Your future employability. Your relationship with your unborn child. Think carefully about your next move, because it could determine the course of the rest of your life. And not in a good way. The evidence we've gathered is being sent to the police as we speak. This will be your last chance to come clean. Tyler, the house you're living in with your girlfriend is in my name, right? I've sold that house, so get out immediately. The new owners will be moving in next week. I've already arranged for the locks to be changed tomorrow. Any belongings left behind will be considered abandoned property. I'm giving you this courtesy notice as a final gesture of goodwill, though you certainly don't deserve it.
What are you talking about? This house is mine. I paid for it. My name is on the deed. You can't just sell someone else's property. That's illegal. I'll sue you for this. You've completely lost your mind. First the false accusations, now this. There's no way this sale is valid. I never signed anything.
That was when we were married. Check the property records if you don't believe me. The house has always been in my name. You insisted on it, remember? Said it would make me feel better about you becoming CEO instead of me. Ironic how that's backfiring on you now. The sale is completely legal. I have all the paperwork to prove it. You have until Friday to vacate.
This is ridiculous! Even if it is in your name, I'm living here now, so it's my house. Possession is 9/10 of the law. You can't kick me out of my own home. Where am I supposed to go? Where's Jennifer supposed to go? She's pregnant, for God's sakes. You would put a pregnant woman on the streets? How heartless can you be?
Pushing your own claims won't work in the real world. Possession is 9/10 of the law isn't actually a legal principle. It's just something people say. As for where you go, that's not my concern. Perhaps you should have thought about accommodation before demanding I leave the house. Remember that? Be gone by the end of today. Those were your exact words. As for Jennifer, I'm sure her parents would take her in. I've already contacted them about her situation. They seemed very concerned, especially about their daughter being involved with a married man.
You contacted her parents? That's an invasion of privacy. You had no business doing that. Jennifer was devastated when they found out. They're extremely traditional. Now they're preparing her to come home? To leave me? Is that what you wanted? To destroy my chance at happiness too? You really are vindictive. Why did you call the police? And what's this about trespassing?
I thought I made it clear you needed to leave. The new owners have the right to move in. It's simple. I told you the house was sold. That means it's no longer yours or mine. So I reported you for trespassing. The new owners filed the police report. They paid good money for that property. And they expect to be able to move in without squatters, which is what you are now, legally speaking. A squatter on someone else's property.
That's messed up. I've lived in this house for years. I've paid the mortgage. I've maintained the property. And now you're having me arrested for being in my own house? The police officer was so embarrassed he could barely look me in the eye. He knew this was wrong. Everyone knows this is wrong. You can't just upend someone's life like this.
It is allowed, and you're the tyrannical one. That house was in my name. You have some nerve calling me tyrannical after kicking out the legal owner. You didn't pay the mortgage. I did. Check the bank records. All payments came from my personal account. You contributed to household expenses, but the mortgage was always my responsibility. Another one of your generous gestures. That has now come back to haunt you.
I put money into it too. All the renovations, the new kitchen, the landscaping. I funded all of that. That gives me equity, rights to the property. You can't just ignore my contributions. Any judge would agree with me. This won't hold up in court.
When we bought the house, my father collapsed and you became CEO. It should have been me, but because of the idea that men should run companies. You told me to put the house in my name to make me feel better because I was upset about that. Don't you remember? You said, at least you'll have the house in your name. Something that's truly yours. Those were your exact words. And now they're coming back to haunt you. As for the renovations, those were wedding gifts from my parents. Not your money at all. Check the bank transfers if you don't believe me.
Now that you mention it, I do remember something like that. But still, we were married. What's yours is mine. That's how marriage works. You can't just sell jointly owned assets over separation. There needs to be a proper division of property. Through the courts. With lawyers present. This is completely illegal what you're doing.
So that house is in my name, meaning it's mine. Well, are you satisfied with that explanation? As for division of assets, you're right that normally there would be a process. But you're forgetting one crucial detail. You demanded I leave the house immediately. You didn't want to wait for legal proceedings. You wanted me gone that day. so I obliged. I left and took my property rights with me. The courts will view your actions as abandonment of the normal process. You can't have it both ways, Tyler.
What am I supposed to do now? Because you reported me, Jennifer was taken back to her parents' house. They won't even let me talk to her. I have nowhere to go. All my stuff is still in that house. My clothes, my personal items, everything I own. You've left me with nothing. Are you happy now? Is this the revenge you wanted?
Of course. She has a baby on the way. I contacted them properly. I'd feel bad if she got arrested before giving birth, so her family will take her in and scold her thoroughly. As for your belongings, you can arrange a time with the new owners to collect them. Under supervision, of course. They're understandably concerned about having a known embezzler in their new home, but they're reasonable people. More reasonable than you've been throughout this entire ordeal. And yes, I am satisfied that justice is being served. Though I wouldn't call it revenge. I'd call it consequences.
What the hell? Paying the settlement should be enough. Haven't you taken enough? My job, my reputation, my home, my girlfriend? What more do you want from me? This is beyond divorce. This is persecution. You're systematically destroying my life. And for what?
Hounding you? Don't say strange things. I just took back the company and what's mine. It's your fault for mistaking my belongings for yours. You've done this to yourself, Tyler. Every step of the way. You cheated, you stole, you lied, you forged documents. These are all your actions. I'm simply ensuring you face appropriate consequences. Your problems are far from over. Afterward, my ex-husband was arrested, became unemployed, and accumulated debt from company compensation and childbirth expenses. His mistress gave birth, but decided she couldn't raise the child alone without family support. The child ended up in foster care, and she's now being strictly disciplined by her strict family for destroying someone else's marriage. My husband tried to gain custody of the child, but of course lost and added more debt. His lack of foresight in thinking he could get custody while in debt shows it will be a long time before he becomes a father. Meanwhile, I've become CEO and am working for the company. I don't have children, but I consider this company my child. My goal for the future is to protect the company while making it even bigger.
Just to let you know, I hope you weren't planning on having a big happy wedding with a bunch of people. Because no one is going to come, not one single person. Like, who would actually want to go to your wedding? Go watch some fat, ugly woman stumble down the aisle in a poorly fitting white dress? No thanks. Everything about you is ugly. Your face is ugly, your body is ugly, even your name is ugly. Like Millie. Oof, yuck. It makes me want to puke just saying it. You were doomed to be ugly forever the second your idiot parents gave you that ugly name.
I see. Thank you for your input, Tina. I'll take it into consideration. Is there anything else you'd like to say to me? If not, then let's keep this short. If you don't want to come to my wedding, then don't come. I wasn't planning on even sending you an invitation, but you kept pestering me to invite you, so I sent one out just to get you to leave me alone. I still haven't received your RSVP, and since it's past the deadline, you won't have a seat anyway. Okay, so we're done here. I'll go ahead and take my leave here.
Oh, that stupid invitation! I didn't even look at that thing. I just threw it straight in the trash the moment it came in the mail. Honestly, I wish I could get the time back that I spent throwing it away. Such a waste of time. Man, why did I have to be cursed with having such an ugly girl for a high school classmate? My friends at other schools didn't have any classmates as ugly as you. I wonder if there's a support group for people like me. It would be nice to be able to share my experience with people who understand what I'm going through.
You were complaining about spending a few seconds throwing away my wedding invitation. But now you're spending whole minutes thinking to yourself out loud via text? I really don't get what's going on here. Yeah, we were high school classmates, but that doesn't mean you have to come to my wedding. It certainly doesn't mean I have to invite you. If you didn't want to come, then all you had to do was say, I don't want to come. Or you could have not asked for an invite in the first place. But anyway, like I said, I was never planning on you coming, so it's not really a big deal.
Excuse me? Where do you get off talking to me like that? I was not just your classmate, I was your only friend in our class. It's not like anyone else was willing to spend time with you.
I have no idea why you would think that you were my only friend.
I mean, I wasn't I? We went to elementary school together too. Ever since I first met you in kindergarten, I was like, oh my god, this girl is ugly. You stayed that way all the way through high school, and thanks to your horrendously bad looks, no one ever wanted to be your friend. And then when we got into high school, yikes, your life just went from bad to worse. All the other girls hit puberty, so we were all getting more feminine and beautiful. But you were just getting uglier and uglier. No one wanted to talk to you or even look at you. If not for me, you would have gone through all 4 years of high school never talking to anyone.
Yeah, let's talk about my high school experience, shall we? You know better than anyone the reason that I had so much trouble making friends in high school. It's because you were spreading all sorts of nasty rumors about me. Did you think I didn't know?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I legitimately thought you were my friend during elementary and middle school. But then I was about to tell the boy I had a crush on that I liked him, and I told you about it. Then you started spreading one rumor after another, saying stuff like I wet my pants, that my parents were in jail, and so on. And congratulations, Tina, you got the desired effect out of that. Ever since then, it became next to impossible for me to make any new friends.
Did I do that? I guess I forgot. But really, Millie, you can't blame me for that. If everyone believed all those rumors, that just means that they never liked you that much to begin with. And another thing, you had no business telling Colton that you liked him. Colton was an absolute dreamboat. He was the hottest boy in our class.
Yeah, I'm sure you think that. In any case, I now know for sure why you did it.
Huh? What do you mean?
It's because you had a crush on Colton. I was under the impression that we were on friendly enough terms that he would have been honest with me about that. But again, now I know that you never actually saw me as a friend. You always thought you were better than me. So why would you tell me about something as personal as what boy you had a crush on? A lot of time has passed since then, but I still remember vividly how painful things were for me.
I literally have no clue what you're talking about. Stop making stuff up about me. Anyway, congratulations on getting married. I guess miracles really do happen. Because it's nothing short of a miracle for an ugly girl like you to find a boy willing to marry them.
Tina, don't you think it's about time you stopped making fun of people for their appearance? We're not in high school anymore, or even in college. We're both 30. And another thing, stop pretending like you were my friend. You weren't. Just be honest, admit you hate me, and let's go our separate ways.
Oh no, you do not want to go our separate ways. Trust me. What would you do without me? Well, anyway, I hope you enjoy your wedding, even without any guests.
Right. Thanks, Tina. I hope you enjoy not coming to my wedding. Wow, Colton! You are never gonna believe the totally unexpected news I just got. Tina's not gonna come to our wedding.
Oh no! You're kidding. I can't believe it. You mean our class's official mean girl won't come to our wedding? Oh, say it ain't so.
Colton, I think I've had about enough of her. I think it's time to cut her off.
Let me guess. Did she do her whole typical you're ugly and fat routine?
How did you guess? I've been putting up with it until now. But I don't see any reason why I should keep putting up with it any longer.
We've seen the way you two have interacted since back when we were still in school. And I have to say, it honestly seems like she's dependent on you. Like, she's the one who couldn't go on without you.
I don't know. It doesn't really seem like an issue of dependency to me. It just feels like a good old-fashioned case of she hates my guts for no good reason. Well, do you think she's acting so much worse than usual because she found out we were getting married?
Nah, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I talked to her parents a while back, and apparently she's getting married herself.
Wow, really? She is?
Yeah, I was just as shocked as you when I heard about her wedding. And even more shocked when I heard about the date for her wedding. It seems like the company is in a bit of a hard spot right now. And we didn't really talk much, but... well, I was thinking the same way as you. It might be time to cut them off.
Wait, you too? What do you mean?
Aw, you poor thing. It must be so lonely over there looking out over a completely empty chapel while you stand alone at the altar.
What are you talking about, Tina?
I know this is gonna come as a huge surprise, but the truth is, today is my wedding too!
Oh, is that what this is about? Yeah, I already heard about that.
Aw, come on! Seriously? Who told you? I was trying to make it a surprise!
A surprise?
The best surprise ever! I planned my wedding for the same day as yours and got all of your guests to come to my wedding instead!
Huh?
Just think about it for a second, you'll understand. Imagine you're a normal person who got 2 wedding invites, one from me and one from you, both for the same day. Which one do you think they're gonna want to go to? They're obviously gonna pick me. You know, the beautiful one.
What are you going on about this time, Tina?
Isn't it ironic? There are 2 weddings happening on the very same day in the very same town. One for a fat and ugly woman destined for a life of misery. And one for an awesome, fun, cool, hot, sexy woman destined for happiness, fulfillment, wealth, and fame. Did I ever tell you about my husband, Travis? He's a CEO, you know. I would never settle for anything less. A girl with a high-class upbringing like me deserves only the cream of the crop.
Wait a second. Travis, as in Travis Sheltner? The CEO of the Sheltner Corporation?
The one and only. I'm not surprised you know about him. He's pretty famous. So you see, we're gonna be the happiest couple to have ever lived. So yeah, I hope you have all the fun that you can in your empty chapel.
Okay, and so you're saying that you invited all the same guests that we did?
I sure did, and they're all gonna come to my wedding instead of yours. You will have 0 guests today. Count 'em, 0. Isn't it a crazy coincidence that our weddings were both scheduled on the same day? Sorry about that. Oh, and I'm also sorry for stealing all your wedding guests. I just can't help being so beautiful and charming.
All of our guests are already here.
What?
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, Tina. All of our guests have checked in already. And my wedding is about to start, so I can't talk anymore. But I hope your wedding is as nice as you imagined it would be.
Wait, that can't be right. There's no way they're all there. I invited all of our friends from middle school and high school. I know I didn't miss anyone. So there's no reason they would be over at your wedding. They should all be on their way here.
Huh. Well, if that's the case, then maybe you invited different people than we did after all. Anyway, I really gotta go now. Enjoy your wedding.
Okay, I want answers, and I want them now! What did you do, Millie? Why didn't anyone come to our wedding?
I don't really think I need to explain that to you.
Yeah? Yeah, you do! What's going on? It's obvious that everyone would choose to come to my wedding instead of yours. It's the rational choice. Like, how could your stupid wedding possibly be more fun than mine? I'm beautiful, charming, charismatic. I'm the total package.
And the fact that you talk that way about yourself is precisely why everyone gets turned off by you.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I think everyone is sick and tired of your pompous attitude and fake kindness. We've all been tired of you since way back in high school. It's like, yeah, sure, you are pretty and you were born into a wealthy family, but the way you constantly talk up yourself and talk down everyone else, it's just too much to handle. I think you made a fatal mistake when you planned your wedding to be on the same date as mine. Because all the people that you invited to your wedding chose to come to mine instead. All you did was set yourself up for a sad and lonely wedding.
This is unbelievable! There was no way they would all go to your wedding. How could I have seen that coming? And you're getting married to Colton? That's just not possible!
Well, it is possible, apparently, since, you know, it's happening right now. Colton's the CEO of the biggest company in the area now, and all of our friends knew that. So I was sure from the start that all of our old friends would be coming to our wedding. And since your fiancé's debt problems have been making news lately, I don't know, I figured it was obvious that not many people would be comfortable going to your wedding.
Wait a second, what did you say? My fiancé's debt problems?
The Sheltner Corporation has been in dire financial straits for quite some time now. Everyone in the industry knows about that, but it's getting to the point that the general public, in particular people from our town, are talking about it too. And I know he was probably marrying you in hopes to get your parents' company to bail him out, but the unfortunate thing for him is that they're in the exact same position he is. So, I don't know, maybe they're planning on joining forces to help each other out of the death spiral they're in.
Wait, this is all a load of bullcrap! This has got to be some stupid story you're making up to try and scare me.
You sure did a good job of scaring us, that's for sure. All of a sudden, the doors to the chapel fly open. Then in you came, screaming all sorts of profanities at the top of your lungs, wearing a white dress of your own. And for the record, we have security camera footage of you breaking those vases in the foyer. You're going to be sent a bill for those soon.
How dare you expect me to pay for those after what you did to me? My wedding was ruined thanks to you.
I'm sorry, who ruined whose wedding now? Which one of us stormed into the other's wedding, breaking things and threatening guests? That was you, Tina. Though I should say, while we were shocked, it wasn't very surprising, given what we all know about you. Combine your already bad personality with the fact that your fiancé's business is going under, and it's totally understandable that you would be going berserk like you did. But blaming me for that? Sorry, I'm not gonna let that slide.
So let me get this straight. You mean Travis's business really is going bankrupt? And you're really getting married to Colton? I don't believe that for a second. I can't believe that. You were the single ugliest girl in our class by far in high school. No boys were interested in you, even the fat and ugly ones. So why the hell are you and Colton getting married right now? Like, how long have you been dating? When did this all start? You had no right to date him while hiding it from me.
Tell me, Tina, why should I have to report to you about my life? I had a crush on Colton since we were in high school. You knew that. But after you did your best to get in my way, I lost the nerve to tell him how I felt. So there I was, a heartbroken teenage girl, her hopes crushed by a mean-spirited bully. All I could do was hold back my feelings, keep my mouth shut, and pretend I never liked him in the first place.
How in the world did you go from that to freaking marrying him?
The truth is, me and Colton actually started dating before we graduated.
What? You're making that up.
Why would I make something like that up? Lord knows you would never believe that. If I was going to lie, it would have to be way more believable. Like I was saying, I bottled up my feelings, and thanks to you, most of our classmates started pretending I didn't exist. But not Colton. He was the only person who took an interest in me. Right before graduation, we were riding the same bus home together, and he came to my seat, sat down beside me, and whispered in my ear that he wanted to go out with me.
What? No way! Nuh-uh, not true, never! Colton, the hot, talented, smart, coolest boy in our class, asked you, the ugliest, fattest, lamest, dumbest girl in our class, out on a date? I didn't think Colton was into fat girls or ugly girls.
I hate to interrupt your string of uncreative insults, but shouldn't you be busy, getting married?
I wish! Thanks to you, my wedding got canceled! I kind of threw a fit when I realized that no one was coming to our wedding, and that really turned Travis off to me. And my mom and dad are even mad at me! And it's all your fault!
Exactly what part of all of that is my fault, pray tell? It sounds to me like the obvious consequences of your bad decisions. So you're gonna have to explain that to me.
Oh my god, I just got a text from Travis. He's telling me he wants to break up with me. You're behind this too, aren't you? Did you convince him to break off our engagement? How could you do this to me?
I didn't do anything, Tina. I'm really perplexed how you can go through all of today's events and still be blaming everyone but yourself for your problems. But, unlike you, I have a wedding that I've been busy attending to. I haven't had the time to talk your fiancé into divorcing you. Plus, about no one coming to your wedding, I really don't know what made you think that everyone was going to come. You never even sent out any wedding invitations, did you?
What are you talking about? I sent out invitations. I did it on Instagram. Like paper invitations? Yuck, those things are so 2000 and late. This is the digital millennium, girlfriend. So I posted a picture of an invitation to my timeline and tagged all my friends. That's just as good as sending an invitation in the mail.
Yeah, I remember you posting that. I believe you captioned it something like, "Hey there, losers. Who wants to come to the wedding for the hottest girl, Every single one of you, that's who. So show up at my wedding or else." What did you think people were going to do with that?
Well, if they weren't going to come, they would have messaged me saying so, right? But no one messaged me at all. So I figured that meant that everyone was going to come. That's what any rational person would assume.
Haven't you ever heard what they say about assuming? You sure proved the old adage correct. And look, I know that this doesn't have anything at all to do with me, but I would highly suggest that you go to Travis and have a real heart-to-heart conversation with him. In the meantime, however, you would be well served to give up trying to shove the blame onto me for what happened today. I guess happened isn't really the best word to describe it, because it's more simply what you did. You chose to schedule your wedding on the same date as mine. You chose to invite people in the least effective way imaginable. You chose to storm over to my wedding and trash the place. All the shame that you're feeling right now, you heaped on yourself. I'm done with you, so please don't try to talk to me anymore.
Whoo boy, it's story time, Millie. It looks like things are only going from bad to worse for our special little wedding crasher.
Uh-oh, what's going on with Tina now?
Well, her parents were in a pretty precarious financial position as of late. I think now that they were the ones who were actually counting on Shelter Corporation to bail them out. But it seems that Shelter Corporation was in a much worse financial position than anyone else thought. Travis is going to be declaring bankruptcy any day now. And so, Tina's parents have made the incredibly difficult decision to give her the boot.
Whoa, you mean they're kicking her out of the house?
That's what it seems like, yeah. It was a pretty straightforward, rational decision, honestly. She was having a negative influence on our business relationship just by living in her parents' house.
Yeah, I remember that you and her parents were talking about some kind of business partnership. What's happening with that? Is it still gonna work out?
Well, it's looking to be less like a partnership and more like just a buyout. The company is still going to keep its name and most of its employees, but management is going to be handed over entirely to us. That means that Tina and her family aren't going to be able to live as large as they have been until now.
Wow, that's gonna be rough on Tina. They've spoiled her rotten for as long as I can remember. And now her only lifeline is cutting her off. Yikes.
Just remember, you don't need to feel bad for her, because it's 100% her fault. Every single decision she's made recently has brought her closer to this outcome. So don't worry about her well-being. She doesn't deserve that.
No, trust me, it's not that I was worried about her well-being or anything. I'm just thinking, I really, really hope that she doesn't do anything crazier than the wedding, you know?
Speaking of weddings, it seems like her fiancé had some problems of his own.
You're talking about his debts, right?
No, I'm talking about another problem entirely. He went and blew the lid on himself, though. So he and Tina are heading towards divorce. They're right in the middle of hashing that out right now, and it's a real mess. I think his parents might just make the very brave decision to abandon him to the wolves pretty soon. I mean, I'm sure that as his parents, it pains them to see him go through this. But still.
This is all just one avalanche of drama. Frankly, I'd prefer if I never had to hear anything about any of them ever again. Most of all, I really would prefer to not get dragged into it. I just want to wake up tomorrow morning and they'll all have just vanished into thin air. If only.
Everything that's happening to me right now is your fault, Millie. You're just jealous of me because you're fat and ugly, but I'm hot and sexy. Well, I hope you're happy with yourself. I'm losing everything because of your jealousy. My parents told me I'm on my own from now on, even though they knew I was relying on their support to get by. And my fiancé is breaking up with me just a few days after what was supposed to be our wedding day. This shouldn't be happening to me. I was born as the beautiful daughter of a wealthy family. I was supposed to have life on easy mode. How much more are you gonna take away from me, Millie? You're nothing but a bully, a fat, mean, jealous bully.
For the love of God, Tina, will you give it a rest already? Stop blaming me for all of your problems. Your parents and Colton had a really important business relationship. They couldn't keep going without his support. But you have done immense damage to their reputation with your self-destructive rampage, and you were showing no signs of stopping. They only did what they felt they had to as business owners. You can't fault them for that. Also, I understand that your mom finally talked to my mom about you and me. She actually thought we were friends, that we were inseparable buddies. But then my mom told her about what you did to me in high school, and she went pale as a ghost. So between the fact that you've been lying to her about us for years, your pompous, self-centered attitude, and the damage you did to their business, it doesn't surprise me at all that even your mom finally had enough of you. The fact that you have systematically alienated everyone around you is your own doing, Tina.
Don't act like you know anything about what I'm going through right now. You couldn't possibly imagine the pain of losing everything. I even found out that Travis was lying to me. Can you believe that? He always acted like he was the perfect man, a total gentleman who loved me to death. But that wasn't true. Nothing he told me was true. He had another girlfriend. He was cheating on me.
Yeah, I heard about that. You apparently weren't the only woman he was engaged to, and he decided that he's going to marry his other fiancée. It's a bit of a messy situation, but it looks like this is going to save the Sheltner Corporation. His new fiance's dad is a pretty wealthy guy who's gonna provide Travis with much-needed funding.
He was only ever interested in using me. His plan was to marry me so he could buy out my parents' company. Then he would use my parents' company's connection to Colton's company in order to save his own. He's such a creep. He was seeing her the entire time we were engaged. And now I find out he always liked her more anyway. He only proposed to me because he thought that I would be the better financial decision. He was planning to keep his affair going with her too. This sucks.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like you're not having a very fun time of things right now, but I don't know what you want me to do about it. Maybe you could look at the bright side? You got to spend several months engaged to a guy who at least acted like a perfect gentleman around you.
Look at the bright side? Are you insane? My fiancé was lying to me, using me to pay off his debt, and cheating on me the whole time. Exactly how am I supposed to look at the bright side of all that?
What do you want me to say, Tina? I honestly don't know why you're even talking to me about all of this in the first place. We're not friends. I want nothing more than to never have to speak to you again.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Why did everyone go to your wedding instead of mine? You never had any friends in high school. You were a massive loser.
I can answer that. Because of the rumors you spread about me, I worked twice as hard as everyone else in order to be accepted. I started exercising, I learned to play the piano, I did a whole bunch of stuff to improve myself and my self-image. The thing that paid off the most for me, though, was when I started fiddling around with graphic design. I worked hard to refine my skills, and I managed to work my way up in the industry, to the point that I'm now the owner of my own graphic design company. And one thing that was essential in that success was the support of my friends and family. As I expanded my company, I gained the trust and respect of people who had formerly given me the cold shoulder back in high school. Once we started talking, they realized their mistakes, and we're on pretty friendly terms now. You, however, went to a party school on the other side of the state. Then put your useless degree to work getting part-time jobs that never lasted a month. So I guess you wouldn't have heard about that.
No, I heard you were doing some kind of graphic design thing. But I thought it was just a fake story you spread around to boost your image.
You can think that if you want. But the people you thought were your friends got tired of your attitude and left you behind. Meanwhile, I've worked my hardest to build strong relationships with the people around me, and that hard work is paying dividends. If you're jealous of my success, maybe you should consider doing a little introspection. You've lost your fiancé, your parents, your friends, and your reputation. You're at rock bottom, so there's nowhere to go but up from here. Work hard and start to rebuild your life one step at a time.
I don't want any advice from you.
Okay, then I guess we have nothing to say to each other anymore, and you should stop texting me. You've been nasty to me ever since we were kids. You were so obsessed with tormenting me that you even tried to ruin my wedding by scheduling yours on the same date. But what came out of that? You not only ruined your own wedding, but you ruined your whole life, too. So that went well, huh? I'm going to leave you to deal with the consequences of your actions now. I hope you can do something about your hideously ugly personality. I never talked to Tina again after that. But that's not to say she didn't keep blowing up my phone with calls and texts. I just ignored them. On Colton's advice, I decided to simply turn off notifications from her rather than block her. So she's still screaming into the void, but I'm finally enjoying some peace and quiet. I got some updates about Tina from a friend of mine recently. She was going on an insane shopping spree before her wedding under the assumption that her husband would pay it all off for her. So now she's saddled with a massive load of credit card debt. It's crazy to think how the once great Tina lost her fiancé, her job, her money, and her family. Frankly, I don't have any pity for her at all. She tormented me in high school. She spread false rumors about me, mocked me for being fat and ugly, and kept me from telling my crush that I liked him. You reap what you sow, as they say, and the consequences of Tina's nastiness are finally coming to her. Maybe if she had taken the time to consider how her actions were perceived by others, things might have gone better for her. As for me, between my married life with Colton and my successful business, I'm living my best life every day. I've finally broken free from the chains of my past and am living completely in the present. It's all thanks to the friends and family who supported me along the way. Tina's influence on my life has vanished completely. For her sake, I hope she can change her ways and make a comeback of her own like I did after high school. But even if she does, I don't plan to ever speak to her again. From this moment on, I'm going to completely forget about the bully from my past and focus 100% on building a happy family for myself. My next order of business is to get to work on designing invitations for a baby shower. Whose baby is it? Mine and Colton's, of course. Our baby girl is going to be born next month.